I'm here with Master Gardener, David Horn, and he's going to show us a little bit about the community garden here. And so you've got, this is all new.
Absolutely new, brand new this year.
Brand new this year.
Yeah, this was a project that we really felt the need for to provide a place where the public could come and pick. We have the gardens that, where individuals manage their own bed. They can be here 2, 3, 4 times a week working on their own garden to harvest their food. There are a lot of people in our community that don't have space to garden, they don't have knowledge to garden, they don't have the money to garden, but they still need fresh food.
Yeah.
The whole reason we started all of these gardens is to provide, healthy lifestyle options for our citizens. And so this year I sought some grant funding from community foundations here in Caldwell County. Just wonderful. The Stevens Family Foundation, the Broyhill Family Foundation both stepped up. We had a shortfall from an expectation that didn't come through, and they stepped up to say, no, we really care about this community and we want to make sure that this project gets off the ground because this is a community share garden.
Okay.
We put in 43 of these beautiful metal raised beds. I also should say that in this process, the company that provided these beds, we bought some. They gave us a nice discount on the vast majority of them, and then they donated another 8 garden beds to us.
Oh, wow.
Totally free.
Oh, that's sweet.
So it saved us, it saved us around $3,000 in that donation alone. So wow. It's been very special, and they have partnered with us. VigoGarden.com is the ones who design and sell these beds, and so we've had quite a year. These things come in a box, and they're not assembled. There are 72 sets of bolt, washer, and nut.
Oh, wow. Every
one of these has to be put in place individually. And so in February, we assembled these in a warehouse downtown, Dr. Ty's building, the former Ann's home building. and we would have contests in there to see which team could build the garden beds the fastest. So
oh, wow.
we had quite a time with that, and then we loaded them up on trailers in the back of trucks, brought them down here and laid them out. And we've created a beautiful, beautiful setting, 43 of these. And Ellen Roberts is one of the master gardeners who designed the planting so that we would have, like things put together in spaces, and people could know what is available to pick and when. We'll have little flags that'll go in that says ready now.
Oh, okay.
So you can pull up into the parking lot and look down here. If you see a flag, that means that something's ready. You can come down and look and come pick enough for you to, we encourage people, take today what you can use today and leave some for others.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to do it. And I would definitely need a flag because I feel like totally out of my element.
Yeah.
I know what tastes good.
That's right.
But I don't know what it looks like when it's planted.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what it looks like when it's growing.
Exactly.
So now, not only do you have these great new beds, but you've got them all irrigated. That's what impressed me.
That was a necessity. You can imagine the time it would take for an individual or how many individuals with hoses to walk around here and put water in all of these 43 beds. I mean, it was just, we don't have, everybody that works here is a volunteer.
Yeah.
And there's no paid staff whatsoever. So you're depending on volunteer labor. And when we had the other raised beds that are like ones out in the other portions of the garden that you'll see, somebody had to stand there with a hose and water those beds.
Yeah.
And so we knew that if we were going to do this, it was going to need the drip irrigation. So when we put our plan together, I put drip irrigation system in as part of that plan. Okay. And so that was part of the funding that came to us from Stevens family, the Broyhill family, and from Vigo Garden, the savings there. Plus, Lenoir Service League has been one of our constant annual givers. They gave us the $500 seed money that started the Bell Street Garden in 2009. That came from the Service League, and they have been loyal and faithful to us ever since. So it's just been fabulous that we can count on that. The hospital, of course, was a partner with the city. The hospital has been a regular donor to us, and then the city itself Parks and Rec, building maintenance of public works, those folks come down here and they help with mowing the big sections. They help us with construction projects. Anything that we needed, when we needed security out here because of the people that were coming and pilfering from the garden.
Oh, I was going to say gophers, but yeah.
No. They were jumping the fence and stealing
Oh,
people's.
wow. Yeah.
So when we needed those things, though, the city steps right up, and they're just fabulous partners.
Yeah.
Just great.
And it is amazing how, you guys have the idea and the plan, but the whole community comes out and helps, either by growing their own garden or coming and helping with your garden.
That's correct. We have people who come in from gardeners in the community who aren't growing here themselves, but they like to garden, and they see this project and they say, oh, well, I can come. What days are you here?
So that's great.
Every Tuesday and Friday morning, we come from 8 to 11, and we just have jobs to do. And if somebody shows up, we say, okay, you can go do this, that, or the other. And then on the first Saturday of every month, we have it so that the people who are maybe gardening out here as individual beds can come, and they have a team of master gardeners here. If they have questions, they can get them answered. They can work with us. It's just a whole scenario that's working beautifully.
Yeah, and it's the expansion this year is so impressive. It is incredibly impressive what you've done here, and but it's just nice to see. It's fun that you can come out and help. It's fun that you can come and pick stuff. It's just great. It's just a great thing.
And I want to say one other thing too. You see this where we're standing now. We're on all this nice chipped tree mulch.
Yeah.
I had a tree taken down in my yard, and I said to the tree company, "What are you going to do with all that stuff you've chipped and around the back?" He said, "Well, we just have to haul it off." And I said, "I got a place you can haul it." So they brought it over here and dumped 2 loads for us, and we started with that. There was another tree being taken down in my neighborhood, and I stopped by and talked to those guys. I said, "What are you going to do with it?" And the guy said, "Why do you want to know?" And I said, "I may have a cheaper alternative for you than paying somebody to dump that." So I told them about where it was. He says, "Oh yeah, we'll drive there." So I got 2 more loads from them. So I have encouraged any tree trimmers that are working in town, we have a whole bin over there that's designed just for that, so that we can constantly renew this, and that we can use it in other sections of the garden to help suppress the weeds.
Yeah, and there's always a tree going down somewhere.
That's right. And this looks good.
It does look great.
You have to admit, this looks great.
Oh, it does look great. And
Let's
the
walk
bins
up and look at some of this squash.
Yeah,
that you,
show me some stuff.
I really ought to have Ellen with you. I can tell you by the bloom on those, that's squash. See the yellow squash?
And I see the I see the yellow squash in there.
Right there.
So, okay. I might have been able to pick that out on my own, but it's still awful small. So
and there were peppers right behind us, so that if you had not turned your back.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah, and then behind that bed, those are all zinnias. That's cut flowers.
Oh, okay.
And so my dear wife loves to have zinnias around, and we have that as a public bouquet garden. When those come up, you're encouraging people, come out, we'll show you where to cut some, take them home, and brighten your home.
Yeah.
So it's a really neat thing.
It is an incredibly neat thing, and I have partaken of the flowers before.
Okay, that's good. Work your way in at the end of the day, huh?
Yeah.
Got some okra over here. Across there are peas and beans, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful location. And we're so grateful that we got the support to do it, and we're grateful that we have a place for this community to come and access fresh food.
Yeah. Now, and you're known as a foodie because you used to have a cooking show on this channel. And what out of all the things that you guys grow, what's your favorite?
That's a tough one.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's going on right now.
Okay.
In the last week, I have harvested. I let my zucchinis get really big, about the size of a cricket bat.
Oh wow!
And because I don't thin slice them to grill them and that sort of thing, but what we do is that we take those and shred them and make zucchini bread. And in the last 3 or 4 days, my wife and I have made 90 loaves of zucchini bread. And next Monday, I have another bigger harvest of zucchini. I think we have about 24 of these giant things. And First United Methodist Church Dave Melton, the pastor there, is one of our gardeners and a master gardener. And we're going to have a production kitchen day, and we plan to make about 100 to 120 loaves of zucchini bread to share with people in this community, folks who need it.
I was going to say I don't necessarily need it, but what day is this?
I can hook you up.
Oh, okay. You have to hook up. Okay.
In fact, I may run home and get you one right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I appreciate that. But it is just amazing what you guys have been doing here, and especially for you to go out and do all this and get the funding from the Stevens family, the Broyhill family, the hospital, all those great folks to come in, and especially the Vigo Garden people to help out. I mean, it's incredible. It is. When I come out this year, I came out and talked to Ellen a couple of days ago, and I was just like amazed at how different it is this year.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Well, this should last for a long time. As long as we have the volunteer support, these beds will last 25 or 30 years.
Really?
The wood beds we have are good for 8 to 10 maybe.
Yeah.
These are 25 to 30. So long after I'm gone, somebody's going to be stepping up and running this place. I just have to find that person soon.
Yeah.
As I say, my days are running short. My days are running short.
Well, nobody's guaranteed anything.
No,
that's the way I see it.
I'm
not guaranteed anything. But it's just amazing. You know, I mean, I remember when the Parade magazine came out and they first illustrated and talked about it, which is national magazine in the newspaper, but they came out and talked about it then, and it is so much more now.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It is amazing. The city manager at the time was Lane Bailey, who encouraged the hospital to join with the city to put this in here. Lane was in town for a doctor's appointment about a month ago, and I had lunch with him, and I said, you can't leave town till you come see the garden. And I drove him up there, and we stopped up on that hill, and he looked down here, and he says, there's a lot I miss about Lenoir, but I got to tell you, that garden is something I really, really miss. And I'm so proud of what has happened there.
Wow, that's sweet. That's great. Well, thank you so much, David. Thank you for showing us around.
Oh, my pleasure.
And we hope you guys come out and
harvest.
Harvest. If you have any questions, and what's the volunteer days again?
Tuesdays and Fridays, 8 to 11, and the first Saturday of every month, 8 to 11.
All right. So if you've even thought about gardening on your own or anything, you can come and get some great tips and great instruction from the master gardeners here at the gardens.
That's right. Come on out. We want to see you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, friend.
All right.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Yep.